Hi, my name is Nia Patton. I am a blogger and I am the moderator of the Ordinary and Deciem chat room on Facebook, and so I know quite a lot about the Ordinary and I'm really into my skincare. I spent all my time thinking about it, writing about it, doing it. I love it. So I wanted to make you this little video about how to help cure your acne using the Ordinary products. So I myself have acne prone skin. I've had acne since I was a teenager and now I'm in my 30s. I've managed to get my acne sort of under control to a degree that I don't get a face full of spots anymore, which I sometimes do have. I've had that in the past. I just get a lovely little visitor that time of the month on my chin. I call him Craig, and he comes to say hi every month, and that's great. But I feel like I have got my skin under control. It feels like it's managed now with the products that I'm using from the Ordinary, and I'd like to share that with you today. So the first thing I want to talk to you about is how acne works. So what happens when you've got a spot is that the oil that you produce in your skin comes out of these follicles. So you've got these sort of bulb-shaped follicles and the oil sort of comes out the top of them. And if you're producing too much oil or there's too much dead skin around the top of the follicle, it gets blocked. And in cystic acne, the follicle actually bursts under the skin, and that's when you can feel that horrible, hard, angry, red, painful lump, which you know is going to be there for weeks and you hate. So acne is caused by bacteria that infects these clogged pores, and by the increase of oil, so that the follicle cannot release the oil that's coming out of it. So too much oil, dead skin, bacteria. So you're going to get it if you've got oily skin or if you're really hormonal. And sometimes there are ingredients in skincare products which can cause acne and help to block your pores up even more. Brilliant. So yeah, I'll start going into what I do. So first of all, cleansing. I'm not going to talk a lot about that because that would take another video. So I'll just show you the products that I have. So the first thing I want to say about skincare in general is that, you know, I could tell you that the serums I'm using are the best and they cure acne and your acne is going to be gone if you use these, but I can't, because everyone's skin is different, and something that I really enjoy using and have no issue with at all could be the worst thing in the world for you. So to go into every skincare experiment with caution, and I recommend patch testing. So put a little bit of each product you're about to start using here, say, and see what happens for a couple of days. I'm too impatient for that. I just put it all over my face, which is stupid, so don't do that. So the Ordinary is a line of different serums and suspensions and emulsions that have really one single active ingredient in them, and this is fantastic for getting an idea of what works for your skin and building a regime that is specific to you. Because you might find that you use a serum and something about it irritates your skin or gives you worse acne, and you'll never figure out what happened, what went wrong, and you'll just stop using it. But it might be that there's one thing in there that you can't use. So with the Ordinary, you can try each ingredient at a time and figure out what it is that your skin wants and what makes it worse. So it makes things easier in that respect, but also there's loads of products and they all sound amazing, so it's difficult when you begin with it to figure out what's going on, and it's all a little bit confusing. But once you start getting into it, you sort of realize that it is actually a really great idea. So I'm going to go through a few little serums and creams, and these are the ones that I use for my acne prone skin. And I'll explain to you how to use them all. Right then, so the first active from The Ordinary is salicylic acid. So basically, salicylic acid is an exfoliant. It dissolves keratin, so it's not the same as an alpha hydroxy acid, which exfoliates the dead cells off your skin. It doesn't break down the walls between the skin cells, it breaks down the dead skin, if that makes sense. So this stuff unclogs pores, which is exactly what you want. So it takes away all of the plugs that are in your pores so that your oil can flow freely out of them, which is a great idea for acne prone skin. I think you'll agree. So salicylic acid, 2% for blemish prone skin. Hasn't got the ingredients on the bottle. There is also witch hazel in this, which can sensitize some people, I believe. So it's a clear serum, a little bit gloopy, and I use 3 drops and I apply them down the middle of my face and right along my jawline, so most of my face really, because that's, you know, I can get spots anywhere, and rub it in, pat it in. It sort of foams up a little bit when you're applying it, which I think everyone finds that, and with, you know, it seems a bit alarming to begin with, but it's fine. And then, you know, just leave it for a minute or two and it sort of sinks in. So I apply my salicylic acid basically straight after cleansing. I use a couple of other serums before that, but I'm not going to go into that in huge detail. I'm using Niod as well. So essentially, you know, clean skin, use your essence if you're using an essence, or hydrating mist, that sort of thing, and then your salicylic acid. And I've been using it for quite a few months now. I'm on my 2nd bottle, because a little tends to go quite a long way with it, because you're not using it on your whole face. And I've seen a definite improvement in like the bumpiness of my skin. So the little block pores and closed comedones are nearly gone. I used to sort of, you know, touch my face and it would feel bumpy all the time, and it doesn't feel like that now. It's much smoother. It's fab. Yeah, a lot of people have preferred the Paula's Choice salicylic acid to the ordinary one. I think the formulation is a bit nicer. I haven't tried it though, but I've heard that said, definitely. So on to the next one. The next active I'd like to talk about is niacinamide. Niacinamide, 10% plus zinc, 1% by The Ordinary. So niacinamide is a great active to include if you have acne prone skin. It improves the skin barrier, it improves redness, it regulates oil flow, it reduces inflammation, and which are all great features. They're all what you want in an acne product. It also contains zinc, which is an antibacterial, I believe, and niacinamide is in quite a lot of beauty skincare products. I've heard a lot of reports that people have found that niacinamide has broken them out. So this is one you want to approach with caution. So if you've bought it, then just use a little bit of it, and definitely patch test this one, because there are quite a few negative reactions to it. So the same sort of, it looks pretty much the same as salicylic acid, sort of clearish serum, and I find I can't use this in the day. It pills like a mofo. So you put it on and then you apply your moisturizer or whatever, and then it just turns into these little bally horrible bits and gets on your nerves, and you can't put makeup on it. The makeup just looks like mush. It's disgusting. So I just use this in the evening again, so straight after cleansing and hydrating with a mist. Then you can use either the salicylic acid or the niacinamide. I think that, you know, the order in which you apply the water serums is pretty much interchangeable. You can put them on in order of preference. So, you know, the effect that's most important to you, you choose that serum first. Say, if you were trying to calm inflammation, then the niacinamide goes first if unclogging your pores was more important to you than the salicylic acid. So a great product for oily skin. It regulates oil flow, and if you've got an angry spot, that'll help to bring it down. Yeah, niacinamide is the active ingredient in Freedom. You might have heard of that. It's a prescription acne treatment, also an over-the-counter. And it's definitely one to consider, but approach with caution. My next The Ordinary product is my favourite, Azeleic Acid. So this is one that you can apply in the morning and or the afternoon, evening. So it's not something that you need to only apply at nighttime. So you can use it twice a day if you want to. So Azeleic Acid is a bit of a multifunctioning wonder ingredient. It is an anti-inflammatory. It exfoliates the skin. It reduces pigmentation, and it kills off the bacteria that causes acne. So it's amazing. So if you have pigmentation, it'll work for that. If you've got acne, it'll help with the spots. It sort of brightens your complexion, and I find it really easy going. You know, you put it on and there's a little bit of tingling, but generally it sits nicely on my skin and I like it. So it's I should try and show you my hand what it looks like. So it's like a white sort of creamy type of thing, but it's in a silicone base, so I find that it's sort of got a slightly mattifying effect. I do think that it does pill a little bit when I put my sunscreen on top of it, but you know, you've got to put your sunscreen on, haven't you? So there we go. Yeah, so you want to apply your water serums first. So what I generally do in the morning, I use my salicylic acid and then the azelaic acid on top, and then sunscreen, and that's pretty much all I use in the morning. And I feel like the azelaic acid has definitely improved my acne. You know, like I say, since I've been using it, it just sort of seems to have calmed everything down, and it does have that brightening effect, which is nice. I haven't had any dryness or irritation from using it at all, and I use it twice a day, every day. It's fab. So next in my acne regime, I have my retinoids. So I've got 3 of the Ordinary retinoids here. Try and hold them all up with my little hands. It's not easy actually, and I'll do them one by one. So first of all, it's your basic old-fashioned retinol 1%. So I think that Deciem are discontinuing this product because of so many reports of irritation. So you won't be able to buy that soon, sorry. And then we have Advanced Retinoid, which is the old name for it, and now it's going to be called the Granactive Retinoid 2%. I think they're calling it an emulsion. And then the newest one is the Granactive Retinoid in squalene. So retinoids are fab for your skin in general, and I think everyone who wants their skin to look better anyway should be using a retinol. You know, it is a multifunctioning ingredient that targets aging, pigmentation, acne, oiliness. It does the works. It's brilliant, but it's not easy to begin with. You've really got to break your skin into it, and it's a whole other topic really. But it's definitely worth looking into using a retinoid. So the thing is with retinoids, you know, they have all these wonderful effects. They increase the collagen. They basically turn your skin into normal skin again. So there's a whole group of retinoids, and the one that you'll find on prescription only is tretinoin, and that's the strongest, but there are many other types of retinoid that are gentler, and you'll find those in over-the-counter skincare like the Ordinary. And the Ordinary do you know, many options of retinoids so that you can find something that works for you. So retinol 1% is in silicone, so maybe I won't talk about this too much because they're not doing it anymore, but I quite liked it because it's like a silicone-y sort of mattifying emulsion, and it sort of sits on top of the rest of your skincare. But yeah, it makes you peel so badly. Like after 2 days you think, oh cool, I got away with it, my skin feels really good, and then like literally like you can peel like layers of skin off as if you've been sunburnt. Like it wasn't dry or flaky or sore, it was just like coming off. So you'd like put your makeup on and then like your skin would just all start sort of coming off in like strands. It was horrible. But like the next day after the peeling had gone away, my skin looked fabulous. But yeah, definitely something to be aware of if you're using retinoids is that you may well get this effect with any kind of retinoid. So you always start a retinoid by using it once a week for a couple of weeks, see how you go, and then use it twice a week, and then you know, take it really slowly, because if you go in hard and you're using acids as well, you're just gonna end up with a really sore, flaky face. So yeah, go slow and use sunscreen all the time when you're using it, like every single day, not just the days you're using the retinoid, because you're thinning your skin. The skin is exfoliating, and you're gonna get sun damage and pigmentation, which is what you're trying to cure. So don't do that. So the next one is the Advanced Retinoid 2%, aka Granactive Retinoid, and this is. It's like it's like a sort of yellow. It looks a bit like, you know, like amoxicillin, what you used to have when you were a child, and it smells like chip fat to me, which is nice. Putting chip fat on your face feels a bit wrong, but yeah, I didn't get on with it. I got to be honest. It felt like it made my acne worse, and when I checked on cosDNA, it's got carrageenan in it, which is an acne causing ingredient. So I actually stopped using it, and because I didn't seem to be doing anything for my skin at all. But loads of people say it's the best thing ever, so it could just be me. So if you're using it and you feel like your acne is getting worse, it might be that ingredient in there that's doing you in. So next one is the Granactive Retinoid 5% in squalene. So I'll just put these down so I've got another hand. And this is more like an oil, and it does have like a slight yellow tinge, but obviously that doesn't come through when you've got it on your skin. And it says a highly stable water-free solution of 0.5 ester of all trans retinoic acid, which means that it contains a type of retinoid which is really similar to tretinoin. So it's like the stronger sort of retinoid that you're going to get, which means it's going to have the maximum effect. But apparently it doesn't cause anywhere near as much irritation as the retinol or the tretinoin. So it's going to be less peely the next day, less red, but in theory it should have the same effects. So if that's really the case, that's amazing. So it's all of the goodness of retinoids, but none of the downsides. There isn't so much research on, oh, I can't remember the name of the molecule. Well, let's just call it Granactive Retinoid. It's like pinocoline or something. Yeah, some long word retinoid. So this Granactive Retinoid could be amazing, but there isn't a huge amount of research on it, which is a bit of a shame. But then it's new, so. But hopefully it's the wonder ingredient that we've all been looking for. I've been using it for a couple of weeks. I've been introducing it really slowly, as you do, and I had one day where my face was peely, but it wasn't really peely, just a little bit. But I was like, ooh, it's working, because you've got to see something happening, haven't you? If it's just like normal skin, no tingling, no peeling off, you're just like, oh, is it doing anything? And yeah. So as it stands, my skincare regimen using The Ordinary to help with my acne is clean face, hydrating mist, then salicylic acid to the middle of my face and along my jawline. Let that sink in. And then azelaic acid. Sort of just dab it around. I use that all over my face, to be honest, because it's useful for everything. And then on top of that, my sunscreen. And then in the evening, same again, I double cleanse, then hydrating mist, then I use niacinamide straight away, and then I let that sink in and I wander around and do stuff for a bit, and then I put my salicylic acid, same again, and let that sink in, and then I either use my azelaic acid on the nights that I'm not using the retinoids, and then so salicylic acid, let that sink in, and then I apply my Granactive Retinoid 5%, and that is going to be your best bet for maximum effect with minimal irritation. But the retinoids need to be introduced slowly, and definitely wear sunscreen in the day. So I feel like, even though I'm getting there with my skincare, it's moving forward. I haven't cured my acne at all, but you need to go to a doctor and have treatment to cure something. The Ordinary can definitely help you manage your acne, and it's definitely worth exploring if you're looking to help with acne problems. I hope you've enjoyed my video. I put a link to my blog, and there's loads of articles about The Ordinary. I've done loads of reviews. Deciem, love it. And I've recently written an article about cleansing that is going to be very useful for you to use. It's a video about cleansing, not specifically for acne, but if you follow the principles in the video, you're not going to go far wrong. Fab. So yeah, check my blog out, and any questions about anything you've seen here today, then put them in the comments, obviously. You know that. Brilliant. Great. See you soon.